Is Holly Edwards, and this is my culturally responsive library project. I did my internship at the Hills in a 4-year-old preschool classroom, which Kendall was also in. For books with female roles, there were 30 books, and 13 of them had female main characters. Here are 3 examples. For male roles, there were 22 books, and 21 of them had male main characters. Here are 3 examples. I also created a pie chart to show the comparison of main female characters versus main male characters. As you can see, there are more books with main male characters versus main female characters, which we have come to see that is very common. For race, I compared characters that were Black or African American, Asian or Asian American, Latino or Latina, and white. As you can see, there is a significant larger number of books with white characters than any other race. However, my internship still has quite a few books with diversity. There were 28 books with characters that were non-human, which is not surprising because preschool children tend to favorite books with talking animals the most. Here are 3 examples. We found 4 books in my classroom with characters who spoke another language besides English. It is important to have books in your classroom with languages other than English because children will meet people who speak other languages, whether it is a classmate or a teacher. Exposing children early will provide them with a better understanding as they learn more about language and culture. There was one book in my classroom that discussed issues of race, prejudice, or discrimination called Working Cotton. This book is about a family who migrates to California and works in a cotton field. Although it discusses the family's struggles, it does not purely focus on their struggles. Having a book like this in the classroom can serve as an opportunity to inform children about how hard some people who moved here from another country had to work in order to provide for their family. This is a perfect example of what we learned about anti-bias teaching. Before explaining a book like this to children, it would be important to think about what you would say and discuss with your colleagues beforehand. In my classroom, there were 6 books only about holidays. A lot of them had to do with Thanksgiving because it was the closest holiday coming up. The books at my internship will change according to the next holiday. For location, most of the books took place in rural/urban areas, and I was surprised there was only 1 book about the desert. The demographics of my classroom include 3 females, 5 males, 2 who are Black or African American, and the rest of the children are white. 3 have a family structure besides 2 parents and 2 children, and all of the children live in suburban areas. There are any children in my classroom who speak a language other than English, and their religion is unknown. Overall, my internship classroom had a variety of books. For the most part, there were a lot of mirror books, which means they related mostly to the children versus window books where they did not relate to the children and focused on poverty or children with disabilities. Having more window books in my classroom would be very beneficial for the children to see books they aren't used to. It would give them the opportunity to learn new information they have not yet been exposed to.